the idea to run 100 miles in a month. And so the 4 of us are running 100 miles each.
And just to clarify, because this was one of my initial questions, each of you is running 100 miles.
Yes. And it kind of went from about halfway through, a couple of my friends were saying, well, are you doing this for something? Are you having supporters? Is there a cause you're doing this towards? And then a couple of days later is when the Boston Marathon happened, and then Blair kind of took things by the reins.
We just decided, the marathon bombings happened on April 15th, which was the exact halfway mark of our challenge, and we were kind of all like not so motivated to finish the challenge, so we decided, you know what, this is a perfect way to make us finish the challenge and to help people who really need our help. And so we decided to dedicate the rest of the challenge to the memory of those who were killed in the bombings, those who were injured and can't run anymore, and also for the runners who couldn't finish the marathon after a whole year of training, because that's devastating in itself.
So do you guys feel as if you could run a marathon after this challenge?
I don't want to run for a while after this challenge, so
I think we've all gained a lot of respect for people who train for a marathon, because we go out and run, 4 or 5 miles a day, and people who are training for marathons are running in the teens, and that takes a lot of dedication and a lot of time and a lot of hard work. So I think in the future maybe we will, but for now I think 100 miles is going to be our cap.
And how many miles did each of you run today?
I ran 4.
I ran 8.
I ran 4.
I ran 4 also.
Okay. And so Sydney and Glenn, you guys play ice hockey, and Amber and Blair, you guys play field hockey, but neither of those are necessarily long distance running sports. So how is this augmenting or complicating your postseason workouts?
Well, I say it's definitely making it a lot harder. We have speed and agility twice a week, and running on top of that is a little exhausting. We also have team lifts on the other days, and you definitely feel the miles for sure. But I mean, it's going to pay off in the long run for us at least. So.
For ice hockey, we have a pretty hard spring lift, and training itself, most of our interval training isn't running, so we have to run on top of that. And it's been rough. Sydney and I, this morning, we headed to the gym at 8 o'clock. We did a lift, we did sprints, and then we ran our miles.
But I think it's definitely been, I guess, a very it's really been, we've proven to ourselves that we can stretch our strength and our commitment to something beyond what we were doing before, and it's rewarding in that regard, that we've seen that we can push ourselves to do this kind of thing.
And it's fun to do it together. We don't always run together, but just to know that there's other people out there doing the same thing that we are, it makes it a lot easier to get through it.
Yeah. So essentially you kind of have 2 a day. And how does this compare to your regular in-season workout regime?
I'd say for field hockey, we definitely do more running than the ice hockey team does, because our sport is running specific, and it definitely helps with our endurance, but during season, we definitely don't run 4 miles a day. In a game, maybe we run 4 miles, but it's a lot of stop-start, and this 100-mile challenge is constant 4 miles straight running at the same pace. So it's different, but it definitely helps with our sport, I'd say.
With ice hockey, I think that it's not quite training for hockey itself, but it's something that I think has proven to be good mentally. That we can push harder than we have before.
Mm-hmm. And it's definitely the same amount. If you think of the time commitment that you have within season, usually off-season workouts aren't as much of a time commitment, but when you add the running in, it's about, I feel like we're just as busy as we are when we're in season almost, regardless, except for we don't have games on the weekends, but I feel like it's the time commitment comparable to season is very similar.
And how are you managing your time, with homework, with friends, and then on top of this, all this running? Do you see a change in your usual off-season?
I'm more tired, that's for sure. Yeah. I'm napping more, which is not helping the homework, but I think that it's all working out.
And I think it's promoted a lot more not camaraderie, but in the running when we run with each other or we talk to each other about the runs we've gone on. I think it's brought us closer in a way, even though we've all been very good friends for the past 3 years. I think in terms of the friendship wise, it's been, I think, beneficial.
Yeah. Well, you all play hockey sports, but they're completely different.
Yes,
so
true.
I'm a little curious, how did the four of you become friends?
Well, Amber and I played field hockey together in high school on a club team, so we kind of knew each other when we got here. And then we played field hockey together here, so we became really close. We're roommates this year. And then I lived my freshman year in the same dorm as Glenn and Sydney, so we kind of got to know each other through that, and then everything just kind of snowballed, and that was that.
And now we all live on the same floor together.
Yeah.
And we're all living together next year.
Congratulations.
Yes.
All right, so hockey, field or ice. Why are you happy to play here at Wesleyan?
I think it's the greatest thing to be on a team, especially at Wesleyan. You have a whole group of friends just built in right when you get to campus. And I know personally our team, you can go to literally anyone and they'll help you with homework. They'll help you figure out something socially. And no one's ever going to think it's weird. Like, everyone's there to help you.
With field hockey, we get here early for preseason, and we meet everyone coming on to campus, and I think that helped me a lot because we got there and their older girls were telling us like where all the buildings were and like where to eat lunch and what classes to take, and it was nice like starting the first few weeks of class knowing like a good like handful of girls and like seeing them in the cafeteria and like having friends built in. I think that's a huge thing.
And just the athletic community here is so supportive of each other, and not only, as you can see here, not only like within our own teams, but everyone is friends with everyone. At least that's how I feel, and it's just so nice to know that if you see another person that you know from sports on campus, it's not weird to say hi, and it's just a really friendly atmosphere, and everyone's competitive, which is awesome because I think if we weren't surrounded by people like that, I guess we would have a problem. So.
All right, as a final note for our viewers, if they want to donate money to your cause, how do they go about doing that?
Well, we set up a donation page on a site called youcaring.com. It's on the Wesleyan page, it's on the athletics site, and it's also on Facebook on all of our walls. It's been shared by other people. It's on the Wesleyan athletics page and the Wesleyan pregame. And so I think it's pretty easy. You could, I don't know if you could Google it, probably.
There should be a link on the webcast right now. So
Perfect.
You should click on that and give to this cause. Good luck with your last 8 days.
Thank
You
you.
guys have about 30 miles to go.
Yeah, each.
So, yeah, and you'll do fine. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Stay tuned. We'll be joined with